Very nicely done. Thank you. I like the product a lot. It looks like it has a lot of potential. And I'm reading through everything and I'm watching everything, and it's wonderful. It's a nice tomato. How come it's any different? You say it's sweeter? How are you going to prove that? You say it's healthier? How are you going to prove that? This is going to be a tough one because it's a kind of a commodity thing that you're trying now to make into something that's not a commodity. So I guess my question is, where are you going to put the educational things that will get people to understand that this really is unique?
I think one thing that's going to make that initial try a lot easier for this product is its uniqueness. People are curious, why can I all of a sudden take in a tomato from my garden and grow it in my kitchen? And we've done some soft launch operations in our Hy-Vee stores in the Iowa and Minnesota markets. And the demand for this product was just amazing in the pre-launch situations. And we feel it's going to be easy to get people to try it. And with our campaigns and our social media integration, we're confident it'll happen.
Extending that a little bit, it's sort of a culture shift for folks to buy live plants inside a grocery store in January and spend $18 a pop at it. Have you done enough research to know that they'll do that culture shift and buy a couple of plants to feed a family of 4? What do we know about that?
During that soft launch in the Hy-Vee stores, that was our test period to show if $17.99 was the correct price. And just because we're targeting consumers in January that want fresh produce, there's this opportunity to grow a plant and pick it fresh. That's what really sells this product, and that's why they're willing to purchase this product in January to have fresh produce all year long.
I have a question about your target audiences and how you started with millennials and Gen Xers and then brought in a tactical execution against children. Help me understand how you arrived at the tactic to target children.
One of the growing trends in America is childhood obesity, and if you look at the statistics of where this is happening, a lot of it is with the low-income families in the Midwest region. And we feel that the most important thing to do is educate this. We're gonna change their culture for future years, get them to shift to a healthier diet, and in turn we'll see product awareness by making those online learning modules during our children's campaigns available to any mother of a My Motto consumer. Any My Motto consumer can go onto our website and use the curriculum and teach their children to eat healthier. And it's fun to eat healthy because of this plant that they can grow together in their home.
To talk a little bit, I hate to have the same person answer all the questions I think here, but when I think of the retail environment, one of the first live scenarios I think that is there are basil plants. You can buy these basil plants. That also, one of the things about brand equity I think that carries over is kind of location, location, location. Having something there at the same time reinforces everything. What's the strategy of having it in a retail scenario in the fresh produce side, but seasonally switching it to, did you say like the lawn and garden or something like that side? I don't see how you're going to, if it's not planted, why don't you keep it inside the produce side of the retail sector?
Yeah, we decided to move the My Motto plant from the produce section to the garden center during our spring and summer months because the tomatoes in the produce section do tend to be cheaper in the summer months, so therefore we can be more competitive on the financial side out in our garden center. And to kind of get rid of some of the confusion with our consumers, we are going to put up promotional materials in the produce section that will direct them to the garden center.
I have a question about your retailer outlets. This is a shift for them. It's something when it's inside that they've got to water, they've got to take care of. If it doesn't move, I'd assume they have to pick the tomatoes that are on it to keep it viable. One, what are you going to do for your retailers to make sure that this is something that they can physically manage? And two, do you have anything built in from your financials, I didn't see it, that if they don't move these products, once they buy them, are they just theirs? Is there any sort of take back to them? How have you thought through that?
Well, I heard two questions, and I'll answer the first question about product placement. and then Jacob will answer the second part of the question about what happens if they sit in the retail locations. What we've developed, we've also developed point of purchase displays that will sit in the produce section.
Okay.
It'll just basically almost be a trellis-looking thing with shelves with multiple My Models on them. And what it's very easy to take care of it. All it just needs is water, essentially, from the retail chains to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So in the produce section, there's guys, or they have employees walking around, making sure all the produce looks good. All they'd have to do is just swing by, water our plants, and it would take care of it. The adequate light source in the retail chains is perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, Ryan. One of the most important things with our plant is the customer. And we want to make sure that the customer, the plant that they do buy, will produce fruit, or the tomato, as long as possible. So what we do is we date the packaging or the plant, and so we're able to see how long the plant has been in the store. And if that's over a month, we will ship it back to our plants, and then we'll harvest the tomatoes off of it and sell them through Stony Brook Farms.
Okay. A little bit in financials and a little bit into monitoring. When you talk about monitoring and measuring and market penetration, are you just looking at sales, or are you looking at household penetration? Because you've got one household may buy 5 of these, and that 5 sales, but that's not really penetration. So how did you figure that through, and are multiple purchases also in the financials?
Multiple purchases are not in the financials. We've determined this on a year-by-year basis, that the consumer will just buy one. But obviously we do understand that there is a possibility that consumers will be continually purchasing them through the year. However, so we've been conservative on our numbers. Do you have the monitoring measuring answer about the penetration?
Yes. Could you reiterate, please?
I love questions like that, don't you?
Yeah, that's okay.
From a standpoint of monitoring and measuring, you're looking at market penetration. Are you looking at that as strictly as sales, unit sales, or you're looking at penetration of households?
We're looking strictly at sales.
Okay. Thank you. That was a straight answer. Thanks.
Yes.
Here's more of a black and white kind of question. How did you determine which states or which regions would be in your years 1, 2, and 3 marketing?
We determine the states that are in each region based on our existing relationships that we've had through these. But then more specifically, specific regions are based on the distribution centers of those retail chains. We want to make sure we're delivering right to those distribution centers, and they go to the specific states.
I have a question on your budgets that you have for point of purchase displays with $26,475. Approximately what investment per store will you be making for your point of purchase, and how many stores do you anticipate having penetration in?
Each store, okay, first off, those numbers are point of purchase displays go out to each store every year because we have different campaigns, as you noticed. So, but each store every year, it's a $50 investment for the point of purchase display, each store. So then in year 2 and 3, there will be, the stores will get a new one.
So you're going to get 429 and a half stores?
Do we have those figures?
If you're figuring off
529 and a half stores, sorry.
off year 2 and 3, all we have to change with those point of purchase displays is just the backboard to change the campaign and the focus of the campaign. So as you go through the regions, you give them their own as we roll into different regions, but the stores in year 1, for example, in year 2, they would just get a change out of the paper backing. That changes the display in the season. And then the same with year 3. So we only have to give them the point of purchase display once and then change the paper backing.
On your target audience, you're talking about women that ended up being 25 to 55. That's a pretty big pocket of women to communicate to for what you're doing here. What was the thought of not being a little more specific on that target?
When Northern Naturals looked at the opportunity that my model provided, we saw that it was a versatile product, and we had to, narrow that down. And we really thought that with the busy life schedule of the Millennial and Gen X, that My Motto could provide and suit both of those demographics. So we selected both. Both of these groups represent the highest % increase in produce sales nationally over the past 5 years. So they're definitely implementing healthier foods into their diets and would be desiring this product.
Thank you.